Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the garage. Today, we're gonna get into some stuff here. So, as you know, prepping for Moab. So this is my week countdown. So leaving in a week. So T-minus less than 7 days. So I've got to get all my camping gear together. I've got to figure out everything, make sure the cars are good, the truck should be good to go. I'm just, other than getting underneath it with the creeper and just double checking everything, it should be ready. For the exception of the trans-cooler. So, like I said, trans-cooler I got on there, works good. If I wasn't towing, it'd be fine. 115 degrees, no problems. Even towing on the highway, no problems. With that 2500 stall in there, you get into some stop and go traffic and towing 7,000 pounds, and it don't like it. It don't like it at all. So, I got my boy's trailer. I want to go do some test towing later today, so I'm going to get going on this trans-cooler. So let me show you what we got, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to bust it out here. So this is a, put it down there a little bit. This is a Tru-Cool. Alright, it is like rated for, I don't know, like 4,000 GVW. It is a big boy. Now, I had looked at the Durrells, or Durali, or however you pronounce them. I checked those out, the remote ones with the fan, and I was thinking about like mounting it in the back. But I talked to Jake over Robert's Custom Trucks, and he said that those didn't quite cool it enough, and he recommended these. So let me show you this bad boy. It is a monster. Like, I think, yeah, I'm not gonna have any issues with this. I don't think, because mine is like, the one I have now, it's the same design, but it's like cut it right there. And so now I'm gonna have all of this extra capacity. Now the one cool thing that I dig about this, so this was, I think I paid about $125, $30 for it. And you have the nice fittings here. It does come with a big bag of like different barb fittings and stuff like that, and nuts and bolts and screws, and it also comes with these little deals that, you know, you can bend up, make L brackets, and you know what I mean, just like do what you got to do. It comes with these tabs on it. I dig it. It also comes with some hose. I think it fell out in the car, but I went ahead and went up the road and got 10 feet of trans-cooler line. And so I think this should be enough to get it done. If not, I got the stuff that came with it. I think it came with about 5 or 6 feet of hose. So good stuff. I do not actually think we're gonna have much of an issue with this, but there's only one way to tell, and that's to get it installed and go take a test. So I'm gonna pull the truck out. We'll get up there, get the old one out, and figure out where we're gonna mount this, make up our brackets, get it installed, run the lines, and we'll take it for a test, see what's up. So that's my boy's trailer right here. So it's a 20 foot. It's got 5,000 pound axles on it, and she is a beast. So I pulled it over here with the burb, and burb did good. I wish I was towing with the burb to Moab. It's so much more cushy than the old 3/4 ton, but 3/4 ton's gonna get it done. All right, let's get busy. Alright, so this is how I have this one installed here. You can see. I don't particularly like using these, but I was kind of in a little bit of a hurry, and that's kind of what I came up with, and it doesn't look way too bad. A lot of it is kind of blocked by this, but I'm sure it's still getting plenty of air. That fan pulls a lot of air. So now we're going to have to get this sucker out and see where we're going to mount the other one, and the other one's big. We may have to do some trimming over here or something. Yeah, that's pretty big. Anyways, alright, so I think what I'm going to do with these is get my Dremel with my bit and then just like open it up, and then that way these just slide right off. That way I don't put any pressure on the condenser. So I'm going to do that now. That works surprisingly well. Deep down in my soul, there's a place no I think it could go, like, look at the difference between the two. Yeah, baby. I think we could put it sideways like that. I'm gonna do a couple test fits and then I'll let you know what I come up with. Alright, so here we go, guys. It's kind of the way I had to do it. I didn't really want to go cutting into the core support, and I figured, you know, when you compare this, and it's thin, to this, so you have almost almost double the amount in front of the radiator, and then you have more that goes below. So I'll show you below in a minute. So that one there, I had to use a self tapper, pretty easy. And then over here, I got lucky, and I was able, if you can see up there, there's a factory bolt. So I just did a little bit of bending on the strap that they give you, and I was able to just, it was kind of perfect. I didn't even have to drill a hole or anything. It just lined up. So yeah, I mean, we may be a little bit crooked, but I don't think it's much. And then down here, let me get down here. All right, so up underneath, I was able to use another factory bolt right here, and then just a couple, I bent it a little bit to keep it a little bit further away from this support or bolster, or whatever, the bottom of the core support, if you will. So I bent it a little bit and run that through. I'll show you the back side. I just kind of cut it off, filed it, and then I bent it up a little bit so it wouldn't, you know, touch the cooler. And then this one here, I just did a self tapper from the bottom and bent it down, and it came out. Got the hoses routed, so you can see there, goes over. So now there is like an inverted flare at the bottom, so they see, and then there's a flare. So I didn't really feel like I needed to put anything like on the threads, but just as a precaution, I took some of that GM engine sealer and put it around the outside here, just to make sure if there was any weeping or anything, it would just catch it. That stuff's like super good. And then if it leaks, then I guess I'll pull it apart and clean it and put that stuff on the threads. I guess I should have put it on the threads, but I think it's fine. I didn't want to get anything in there, and I think it'll be fine. I think it'll actually seal okay, but I just wanted to just extra precaution, I guess. So here it is down here. You can see the bottom. You can see what I did there with that sealer. And yeah, so that stuff, once that stuff dries, like, it'll, anything coming out of there. And then there's our hoses. So that one comes up, goes through there. I just zip tied it here, and then up top, kind of passes by the condenser, and then this piece of metal. And I just took and put like a piece of loom on each one, so that way it doesn't hit any metal. And then it comes through here. So this one comes through, I put it through a little clamp there, and it runs down to the line. And the bottom one, you probably can't see it, but it just goes to that bottom line down there. And that's it. So I was gonna start it tonight and check it, but I don't have any ATF, so I gotta get some anyways for my trip. So tomorrow I'll run over, grab some ATF, put a little bit in, maybe like a half a quart. I didn't really lose much fluid, just a couple drops. But I think, you know, obviously this is gonna, I don't know exactly how much it holds out. I'll probably look at the instructions, but I'll just pop a half a quart in there, and then start her up and make sure everything's good. Hopefully we don't have any leaks out of this, or any of the fittings or lines. And as long as we're good, then I'll pop the grill back on, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, welcome back. So I just went and I probably put about, I don't know, I didn't really lose much fluid, just a couple little drops. So I put like about a quarter, between a quarter and a half a quart up in here, and started her up, let her run for a few, and checked my connections, everything's good. Ran it through the gears, seems like it wants to go. So I'll go ahead and pop the grill back on, take her for a quick spin. Alright guys, just made it back from Moab. So I left this morning at 5 Vegas time. I think I got here about 1:30. So I was putting the hammer down to keep it at 75 sometimes, and a couple of the hills I was mashing it to the floor, second gear, 40 miles an hour. But She did it. She did what I wanted it to do. Tow the Jeep to Moab. Now we can come up with some kind of second phase that we're gonna do here. But that trans cooler right here, it did some serious cooling. So mostly, like, it was pretty cool once I kind of got into Utah. Like, you know, like the days got up there, but when I was driving, it was like early in the morning or whatever. I got it almost to 180 one time, and that was this morning when I was climbing a 9,000 foot grade, and it was a long ass climb. Like long, like just mashing it to the floor, just see what would happen. And so it almost got to 180, and then coming through town, I went the same way that I did my test tow with when I actually got up into like the 230s, 240s. Came the same way, tried to mash it because it's like 90, 95 or something outside right now. So I was mashing it from the stops just to get up to speed, just to warm it up, and I never could get it to 180. So did well. Did well. Once I started getting close to Vegas and the temperature went up, it's just pretty much sat about 150 or a little below. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys I need to give Goldie a hug here. Thank you, Goldie. She's put in some work.